Good morning, YouTube. So it's good to see all the onions starting to push through. That's the Red Baron. Over here we have the Bedfordshire Champion starting to cluster up there, and there's a little show there actually. Didn't see that. I didn't think it was any coming through. But what I'm really pleased with are these. So these are the chilies, and I'm now going to pot these on. I'm going to put 8 of these into seed cell trays going along, and then I can put them back into here then. And I've also got some more there to transplant on, so let's do that while we're here. Let's have a look. So I'm going to fill these cell trays up now. Just pricking these out and filling them in. Let's have a little look, yeah. There's the little seedlings. All I do is just put an hole, drop it in, and there's job done. So I'm going to fill 8 of these up and leave the others to grow on to become bigger seedlings as they are. And then I can pass these others on to ones in the allotments that don't really grow many chilies, or they don't grow chilies for themselves. I can pass them on to those who want some on the plot. So again, it's just a simple process. Just make sure the roots are going in like so. I'm going to be going down the allotment today. I'm going to get some of those beds filled up. It's absolutely freezing out at the moment though. It's -2. Frost is out this morning, so sort of get these done today. This will give me a bit of a start in the warm. Get me going. Excuse me more. And then put that one in there, and that's it. Now this has already been soaked, the compost, if you can see from below, but these will go back now into the actual lights. Okay, obviously they I've got the heated propagator in there as well, so this will sit on that for a little while, just for these to just have a bit of a boost and a bit of warmth, and obviously the light will be on them as well. And then the rest of these seeds will just be put back inside and see how they go. So I'll put them back inside now, guys. So what I've done, I've just put them back onto the heated propagator. I know there's onions in there and they don't really need to be on the heated propagator, to be honest, but I just want to leave it on for a couple of days to get those roots established on those end parts of the trays where I got those 8 peppers. And then I'm going to transplant some of these over here as well. So that variety is a bell pepper, and the variety I just put in is also a sweet pepper, and it's called, there we go, I'll just put that in there now. It's called this is one of those long funny words, Frigitelio, I think it's pronounced. So that's going to go over here, so I know exactly what's what. And obviously I know that these ones have been transplanted now, so that's fine. But any of those that will come up, like I said, will go down to the allotment to the other guys down there. So there's that. So I think the next part of the video, you'll see me down the allotment now, guys. Catch you in the video. Bye. Well, that took a bit of a while, but it's defrosted now. Let's get down to the plot. It's cold. So I've got some goodies. First thing to do, I think, is get a kettle on. Let's do it. Oh, it's a bit warmer in here. Not much though. Not much. Just close that up for a minute. Oh, it's freezing. Oh wow, look at the temperature. Just show you the temperature. So at the moment it's 3.6 degrees Celsius. Last night they got down to minus 9.9 in the polytunnel. And to be honest, show you this. This is some compost I had in the polytunnel. It's solid, absolutely solid. The soil on the main ground is not hard, but all this is very, very hard. So, oh, right. Plan today, get the kettle on first, and then we're gonna, I know it's cold, but we're gonna we're gonna chit some potatoes, and I'm gonna show you how I do that, because I've got well, let me just show you in a second. Let's get the kettle on first. Come on, Carl, get the kettle. Oh, that's a welcome sight. Whew. I don't see my breath, but it's freezing in here at the moment. But the sun is out, and it's it won't take long before it melts any of the ice on this tunnel. But that welcome sight of a kettle boiling, ready for a nice cup of coffee. Get me going, and we'll chit some potatoes then. Okay. Ooh. Let me just show you the ice on here. Look. It's ice inside the tunnel as well. You just see it thawing out there. That's how cold it is in here at the moment. So yeah, you might think, oh, why are you doing chitting your potatoes? But I also got a bit of a method to do this. I've got my hands on some secret gems, you could say, that I'll show you in a second how I can chit them, and obviously in this weather as well, could get these early potatoes started off. I always chit my earlies and second earlies, but I never chit main crop. I just put them in. That's something I've always done. Always chit first and second, but I never chit main crop. And there's first there, and onions and shallots in there as well. That's my nice black coffee. I normally have a cup of Bovril, but I'm out. Nice cup of coffee to start, guys. Nice cup of coffee to start. So what's the weather like with you guys at the moment? Is it freezing conditions? I know that over the pond some of my subscribers are having real difficulty with snow and all sorts at the moment. So, but it's the time of year for us here in Wales. We've got a couple of days of freezing temperatures, but I tell you something now, I don't care if it's cold, as long as it's not raining at this moment anyway, or snowing, because you can't get much done outside. But at least at the moment, when it's like this, you can get some stuff done, you know, when it's dry and it won't get wet and cold and so forth. You can wrap up for the warmth, of course, and you can have a nice cup of coffee to warm up. But I'm going to show you in a second, guys, what I've got. I got these like insulated trays, which came in some packaging of some stuff that I bought. And I just want to show you these, because these are fantastic for protecting your potatoes in cold minus conditions, and it can help to actually help them to chit. Obviously, if you've got room in your house to chit potatoes, that's probably the best way, if I'm honest. But I live in a terraced house. My windowsills are about 1 meter long and about, I don't know, a quarter of a metre, you know, 250 mil wide. And, you know, by the time I put one or two things of potatoes on, they full. And I got cats, and I don't like them jumping up upon the windows and disturbing them and all the rest of it. So I prefer to chit my potatoes in the allotment. This is what I've always done, and this is the method I use, which I'm going to show you now after I finish my coffee. So yeah, let's get to it, does it? Let's stop me waffling, let's get on with some work. So guys, here's my bench, and what I have are these soft, just over 1.5 inches thick on the sides and a good 2 inches thick on the bottom of like polystyrene, but it's like a spray foam type, which is flexible, and what I basically do is, this is a form of insulation for my chitting and my spuds. So I got two. You can see the thickness in the walls on some of these here. What I do is just put them together like this, get my trays like so, okay, and then get my spuds. I just plonk them in there with the, obviously with the eyes or the chits facing up, as it were. You can always tell. Like if you just look at this one as an example now, you can think, oh, which way do I put it up? Well, loads of YouTubers will tell you this, and you've probably seen it many times, but just as a reminder, anyone new to my channel, so you got on the bottom here, you've got a little, just one little sort of like, looks like a chit, but it's not. It's the umbilical cord that is actually attached to the actual main plant of the potato when it was grown last year. So when the potato grew, we sent off a little shoot, and then on the end of that shoot grew this potato, and that's the section that was attached to that main stem of the potato, if you like. But on the top here, you can see there are little chits starting to come, and there are some on the side as well. But all the ones on the side, once they start coming up, I'll just cut them out, gouge them out, and use just 2 or 3 chits on the top. They'll start to turn green. Once they start turning green, you know then that they're ready to plant. So that's basically what you do. Well, that's what I've always done anyway. There's other ways of doing it, guys, but I'm just showing you the way I do. You can see again there, look, there's quite a lot of chits on the top of that one, and one umbilical cord where it was attached to the main plant last year, and now obviously it's to become a seed potato itself. This variety is called, actually it's called Charlotte. This is the second early, but we plant these as well as a first early potato, even though they categorically not a first early technically. They are a second early, but they are a fantastic all-round potato, which I grow quite a lot of these, to be honest. I've also got some others there, which is, I think it's Pit and Javelin, which are the first early. And I think I got Rocket as well, which are going to be chitted. So yes, let's do that. Get them on now. Sometimes it's difficult to see the chits, because they sort of like, they're so embedded in the potato, you can't tell which side is what sometimes, but you've got to just double check, because I've done it before now. I've put them in upside down, and hey ho, that's how it goes sometimes, you know. We all make mistakes. That's what gardening's about. It's a learning curve. You never get it right all of the time. What I'd just like to do is put that in one of the holes, so I know the variety of what it is. So let's get the other varieties out. I'll just show you once more. Put these here. Okay, so also what the seed suppliers do, they sometimes give you the different colour bags, the netting that the potatoes come in. So normally when they're green, the net's green, that's the first early. When they are blue, that's the second early. And then the red ones are main crop. I don't know if you've never noticed that, but that's a way to tell. When you're like looking at potatoes on a shelf, there's sometimes like you think, oh, which is what, you know, you've got to read every label. No, just look at the colour of the bags. A lot of the companies now put different colour bags, the nets, which highlight which variety that you have, in the sense of first early, second early, or main crop. If you want to grow a particular variety, then obviously you still have to look at the label. But these are Pentland Javelin, so these are going to go into the other tray now, and we'll do that. So just open up the bag. Inside. Again, just look for the chits. These are good quality potato. These are from Wilkinson's. But what I am going to do next year, guys, which I haven't done for probably about 5 or 6 years, I'm going to actually save my own seed this year. So my own potato seed, which there's a lot of fantastic gardeners out there who knows how to save seed. I haven't done it for years, to be honest. And the last time I did it, it put me off because I didn't have hardly any crop the following year. And I just thought, oh, you know, it just may as well just buy the seed potatoes and do it every year. But you can save. I want to save money now. I want to be doing this, growing as cheap as possible and produce as much food as possible. So any savings is going to be a welcome savings. So this is what we're going to be doing, is saving our own seed next year. So when these plants are planted, some of these potatoes, which are around about just over an egg size, these are ideal to save. I tell you who I recommend looking at. There's a couple. There's Terry King at allotment in Terry King, or allotment in on a budget. Terry King's gardening on a budget, and the other person is what's his name? I know his name is Tony. I just like to think of his channel, guys. It's Simplified Gardening. Tony is incredible at growing potatoes. Okay. If you want any advice, just go to his channel, have a look. You probably know him, Tony. Most of you will probably subscribe to him anyway. But he's prolific at growing spuds, and I've learned a lot from Tony over the years. He doesn't live far from me, Tony. I'm hoping to go down to see him this year on his plot and see what he's doing. But yeah, Tony's the guy for spuds. Have a look at his channel as well, and he'll certainly help you on how to store potatoes successfully, because he grows all his potatoes are normally from saved seed. Fantastic. Hi Tom, how's it going?
Where's my rake, Carlo?
Sorry guys, I was one of the other allotmenteers come in asking for a rake. So okay, so again, put these in there. That's 2 done, and then get another tray. Here. Actually, I could do this and these. And then anyway, I'll bring you back when I've done them, and you'll see what I do then to make sure these are insulated well. Okay, I don't want to bore you. So as you can see, guys, they're all in now. I got a spare tray there to put some more in when I'm ready to chit. But what I do now is I get one of these, and I've had this about 10 years. From B&Q. These were back in when they first came out. I bought about 5 or 6 of them, and basically a couple of them are split, but they do the job. And all I do is close the vents on the side, and that is basically it. And that just gives them that extra bit of protection during the colder weather, and that seems to work for me. Obviously they're on a nice base which is insulated, and that's, yeah, they found that very successful. So I think I'm gonna do what I've also got, look, is another tray, but this one's like a longer one. And you remember me planting this up last year. I filled this with compost and just put loads of radish seeds, and I had a bountiful harvest of radish just out of that little polystyrene tray, because it's insulated, like I said, and it does do an amazing job. So I've got other things now I want to store in here. I'm going to start some, what am I going to do? Well, I'm not going to start anything off in this actually. I'm going to just sort out some other stuff that I've got. I'm going to show you what other stuff that I brought down that is going to help me to be a bit more successful this growing season. Let me just show you these. So what I have here are shallots that I saved last year. So these have been shallots that I've stored over the winter period, and these will all be planted this year. But because I had a bit of an issue with some of them getting damp and dampening off, these are all the nice and hard ones you can see here. These are great. I had to buy some more this year, so I bought a few bags from Wilkins. I hate going in there because I always spend money. These are called Red Sun shallots, and there's about 20 in each bag, and I've got, so 2, 3, I got 4 bags, because you know I got the veg store that I started last year, so I'm selling quite a bit of the produce that I actually that I'm growing. Last year, you remember me obviously building this polytunnel. I was with that in mind, to sell fresh veg for the people in the community, and at a cheaper rate that they can actually purchase it in the supermarket, and it's obviously super fresh. That's why I've taken on another half allotment this year with them raised beds that you've seen me doing. I've also got garlic, and this year I'm going to start saving my own garlic as well. I have done it in the past, but you know what happens, life sometimes gets in the way, and I didn't store them properly, and they ended up not producing like they would. So I've got these garlic cloves. These are in a hard neck variety. I've also got soft neck already planted, but these go in the spring, so they go in. I've got some red onions, which I've got plenty of seeds started off. I got 2 trays of seeds started off, but these are the bulbs. And sometimes what I like with these is I like to plant them, and when they just don't form a massive bulb, when they like almost like a, I don't know, like a spring onion size, I like to pick them then. So that's not a problem with them. But what I find with the sets, and I'm going to try them again this year, what I'm trying to grow them both, the sets and the seeds, because with the sets I always find they bolt and go to seed. So I'm hoping that these apparently are heat treated, which can make a difference, and I'm going to try them this year. But this will be the final year. If they go to seed, I won't be buying them. I'll just actually plant them from seed, which I've already got a batch of them going, as you know, under the lights in the house. I've also bought these from Wilco, 2 garlic germado, which obviously need to have. Going to split them at some point, and then we can plant them as well. So that's another variety. And I've also bought some more onions, because onions go really well on the stove, to be honest. And these are called Stuttgarter raisin. So they're going to be planted at some point in the future as well. But what I'll do, I'll go through each of these to make sure we'll find all the hard ones. Any soft ones will be put to one side. So that's what I've got at the moment, and these will probably all be planted within the next, I don't know, 4 weeks or so. I'm not going to plant them today because it's actually solid, even though it probably won't affect these because these are hardy. But things are just not going to grow in cold, really freezing cold soil. So it's best actually to just wait a little bit longer if possible. You know, I put onions in and I put cabbage in already. The cabbage I put in were field cabbage, which were already hardened. We had that -11 condition just a few weeks ago, and these were in the field then. So these bare root cabbage have gone in, and they will bounce back and they'll be fine. But anything else really with regard to this cold, I just think you could be wasting your time planting anything at the moment. So these are going to just wait in here. I'll put these into that polystyrene container, and then just put a little bit of a lid on them just to make sure that they keep well when I keep them in the polytunnel. Just I want a room in the house at the moment to put things. So anyway, someone just coming into the allotment. I think that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe. Take care. Bye for now.